funk, thoughts deep, boys steeped in the depths that he sunk. Big stress, depressed in the middle of fall. Sky gray, I late in the thick of it all. I wonder, how long can a human survive just staying alive or carrying the rest of the tribe? Waiting for the day to arrive or struggling dies, and I be doing way, way more than getting by. So why? Cop myself a cup of coffee, sipping water in it softly, cleansing me of stress I hold. Hey, cop myself a cup of coffee, sipping water in it softly, cleansing me of stress I hold. Eyes realize life is so much more than just living a day. Every day I can sit and reflect and breathe and connect to myself and know that I've been given. See, giving up is not an option. So when I'm looking at gray skies, I'll be adopting a new way to deal with a test. Lord, relieve me of stress and bring me looking like when blessings drop in. And so I go, cop myself a cup of coffee, sipping water in it softly, cleansing me of stress I hold. Water in it softly, cleansing me of stress I hold. Hey, here we go. Yeah, let's do this. Y'all ready? 1, 2, 3. In times of test, let no harm beset me, oh my Lord, oh my Lord. In times of test, let no harm beset me, oh my Lord, oh my Lord. Woo.
Warning, the following image and/or content may be disturbing, offensive to some viewers. Viewer discretion is strongly advised.
Yo, salute. Hey, we got action tonight, y'all. We got action tonight. Hey. We got action tonight, y'all. Man. We got action. We got action tonight. Hey, hey, salute everybody. Welcome to the lounge, y'all. Appreciate y'all tuning into the show. Hey, look here, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna even stunt with y'all. I literally was like sleep like I ain't nothing. Bro. I was sleeping like I ain't nothing, man. So I was so damn tired, man. I was out of there. The next day, you know, I'm still up here getting a notification like, Urban, check out tonight's conversation. They got some shit going on tonight. I like, really? I like, hey, all right, let me get up. Let me wake up and tap in. Hey, man, say. Once again, I was not planning on doing a live anything, but this drama that's happening with tonight's conversation, man, it is some juicy drama that's going on, and we're here for it. And I don't see a lot of content creators talking about it because it's currently happening right now. First of all, but I wanted to go and jump in this, man. I want to go and jump in this and tap in, man, and y'all can hear it first at the lounge, man, for sure, man, because this is what we do over here. I'm just saying. Yeah. So salute to y'all, man. We're gonna cover this drama with tonight's conversation, man. It is. I'm telling you, it is very juicy with a series that's actually getting ready to transpire with Keita as well too. Keita is getting ready to do a series called "Who the Fuck Did I Get Employed With?" series. Talking about tonight's conversation. So we got a lot to talk about tonight, y'all. We got a whole lot to talk about. A matter of fact, I greet y'all first. So we're gonna get right into this content, all right? Shout out to everybody that's in the building right now. I appreciate you, Scorpio Mom. Appreciate you in the building. We got Bougie Bob in the building as well, too. Salute. Welcome. We got my boy Liner in the building as well, too. Salute. Hey, Bob said we got something to tap in good tonight, right? Hell yeah. Yeah, it's wild as hell, y'all. It's wild as hell. Lionel said this dude really be on here for the T schedule. Hey, bro, say on the cool though, bro. On the cool though, I ain't lying. I was not planning on going live tonight at all until this started popping up on my TikTok for real, man. I like, hold up, man. Yeah, let's go and talk about this tonight. Let's go and talk about it because it is hot and juicy news. We got Katie in the building. Salute, Katie. And we got the ladies Attack in the building to salute. Salute to each and every last one of y'all who are watching in the bushes, and salute to each and every last one of y'all who are actually catching the replay as well too. Thank y'all. So we forget right into this content, y'all. So those of y'all who don't know what tonight's conversation is, I'm going to reveal it to you right now, and we're just going to get into this content, all right? So tonight's conversation, it is basically a live dating panel show, right? And so on this show, they get apparently dating experts, right, to give you advice about, certain situation about, dating in situations like that. Those of y'all who have like TikTok, IG, even YouTube, Instagram, whatever stuff, right? I'm pretty sure y'all probably seen several clips of tonight's conversation. A matter of fact, let me share with y'all one clip that they normally do on here so y'all can get an idea of who they are.
How come men say they want a woman with their together, but then when they get that, they get intimidated and leave for a lesser value woman?
Have you ever met a rich, lame?
Yes.
Many of them.
Several.
Right. So
know where he's
so
going.
so having money doesn't disqualify a man from being lame, right?
Right.
No. it doesn't.
Okay, right. Having success doesn't disqualify a woman from being a terrible partner.
That's also true.
A non-listener, someone that makes it hard that doesn't know how to be present in a relationship. When you say lesser, right, you may be, to your point, describing somebody that doesn't make as much money as you. But maybe in that relationship, he feels heard, seen, valued. And what I'm saying is, with you, you have to ask yourself, if you are choosing men that you look up to, men
Let's
that
get
you
that
feel
thumbs
like
up, y'all.
in their own right are pillars of the community, that have a great voice and discernment. And if you keep finding that these men are saying to you, hey, there's some things that maybe you can correct over here, and you keep excusing that, then now you're not making those improvements. Now, I'm not saying that that's you, but there's many women in here that are scapegoating the fact that they keep running away from men to your success, when it really might be your character. And maybe that's where you need to look.
All right, so let's get to the content. The gentleman that was speaking, his name is Ace Metaphor. Ace Metaphor is the host of tonight's conversation. All right, so him and a couple of the other panelists that's up here. You got you got Keita Rose that's up there. You got Kitty that be up there as well too. You got Trip that be up there as well too. And then you have a couple of special guests that pulls up on the show as well too. All right. So basically, this show, they go and tour different cities, right? They go and tour different cities, and they allow the audience to ask for different relationship advice, right? The audience asks about relationship advice, and they give their perspective about it. All right. So that's how the show goes. Okay. So this is what's going on. Samoa, I see you in the chat too. What's up with it? All right. So this is what's going on with the show. Let's get it.
If you listen to tonight's conversation, please stay. Please stay, because I need someone to talk about this drama with. Please. Keita and Randy was on live earlier today, spilling some tea. I didn't know Randy left because of drama. Like, I knew she left to do her own thing, but I didn't know, like, she left with, like, bad blood. But apparently, Mojo Jojo, who we all know is Ace now. We all know, if you don't know that Ace is Mojo Jojo by now, like, come on. Anyway, so Mojo Jojo told Keita that he paid Randy $30,000 to keep her mouth shut, basically hush money, shut up. And Randy said she ain't see nothing. She ain't get no money from that man. He's just out here lying. Like, what is going on? Keita also went on to say that she didn't get paid for like the past 2 shows that she did, and that in an argument, he said that he makes $500K, $500,000 every show. Where's her fucking money? She also said that another female panelist called her up to confront her about the situation, and that Ace and said panelists are knocking boots. She said that this panelist deleted their Instagram page, and after further research, Kitty comes to the front. Which confuses me, because I thought Kitty was married. I could be wrong. I don't know. But the last time I checked, Kitty was married. I don't know. It's just so much going on. All my favorite people are gone. Like, Keita's gone, Trip gone, Randy gone. Who the fuck am I going to listen to? Ace?
All right, so that's the one reiterate everything that's going on, right? So Ace Metaphor, right? They call her Mojo Jojo. Where after Keita is calling him Mojo Jojo for a reason, and we're gonna get into that a little later, all right? But Ace Metaphor was telling Keita that he was going to pay her, but he never want to pay her. Eventually, Keita ended up leaving the show. Not only Keita left the show, Kitty left the show as well too, and Trip had left the show. So a total of 3 cast members within several days or so left the show. All right. And on top of that, Ace Metaphor was supposed to be paying Keita, right? But she never got paid. So now Keita is mad and up in her feelings, and now she's on she's on TikTok, get ready to release a series, get ready to release all the juicy information about everything that been going on since she been working with Tonight's Conversation. All right? And on top of that, it is alleged that it's a scandal that is going on as well, too. Between them. Alleged scandal that's going on as well, too. So we can get into all of this tonight, y'all. So here's another content creator perspective on this, all right?
So ain't nobody gonna talk about everybody leaving tonight's conversation?
Von, salute. I see you in the chat. Kenyatta, I see you in the chat as well, too. Salute. Salute. Hey, my boy Lionel says, City Boys up. All right, let's get into it, y'all.
I remember when I first saw this clip, I was like, yeah, they don't got much time.
We have people who have not been in a successful relationship going on tour and creating their relationship narrative.
Ace Metaphor.
All right, so this particular clip we're watching right now, this is something that happened in 2024. So Ace Metaphor, as I call Mojo Jojo, right? He was on a debate on Harley Initiative, okay? He was debating Tony Gasket, whatever his name is, on Harley Initiative, all right? Tony Gasset never agreed with Ace Metaphor doing this whole entire Tonight's Conversation tour and stuff because he believed that it wasn't benefiting the black community because they really wasn't helping people like they alleged said that they was doing. You know what I'm saying? That was really creating more drama than anything. So I want y'all to listen to this and I want to hear y'all perspective on this. Do y'all agree with Tony Gasket when he's debating Ace Metaphor on this, or do you agree with Ace Metaphor on this particular debate?
Going on tour and creating their relationship narrative.
Ace Metaphor. Actually, it just entered the video.
That's crazy.
And I think he wants to actually respond on his perspective.
What is the purpose of dating? If you're being intentional, is to find a husband or wife. Correct. Is that the reason why everyone dates? If someone is dating for sex, us as people with a platform should be promoting what is going to benefit society, not what is going to confuse.
Tony Gaskins is a man of God, and he gave him a warning. That was basically a warning, like, yo, what you're doing, you know what you're doing. You know you're not trying to cultivate healthy relationships and bringing men and women together to have good, long, fulfilling families. No, what you're doing is everything opposite of that. He goes on to say that, you know, if not everybody is dating to get married, well, why are you dating? If you're promoting healthy relationships, why are you dating? See, we have influence on here, and what you do with your influence is important. And Ace was warned by a man of God, like, yo, this is not the way to go. You're not even married. And what's worse is he knew the word. If you listen to that podcast, he knew what the Bible said about marriage, two people coming together in a covenant and all that. But still, you still choose to go against it. This just teaches me when sound counsel comes in the room and they're saying, listen, man, you should slow this down. You should stop doing this. You should stop doing that. When you start hearing sound wisdom, godly wisdom, yo, just turn around. Just however far you've gotten that far. But turn around, especially for content creators that are Christian. I didn't say Christian content creators that are Christian or that claim to live a biblical lifestyle or that claim to know the Bible and respect it. Not all things will be prosperous.
Now, let's talk about this briefly, okay? This whole concept about the dating and the relationship and everything, and it also going to tie into everything that's going on with tonight's conversation too. So this gentleman here, who's a content creator, he has said that ultimately there should be some type of foundation with dating, relationships, and ultimately ending up in marriage. In other words, you should be dating with a purpose. All right, you should be dating that particular person or person, whatever you want to call it, right, with the intentions of ultimately marrying that person, spending the rest of your life with them. Now, in that perspective about dating, I agree with that. I agree with that concept. If you choose to date, you should be dating intentionally. You should be dating with purpose. You should be dating with the intentions to ultimately marry that person. Now, the only thing about that is that we're talking about traditional values, all right? Now, as y'all know, we're dealing with a modern day culture. And this modern day culture, they don't necessarily agree with traditional values no more versus how the way it was in the past. The reason why is because within the traditional values, there is a lot of toxicity that happen. All this toxicity end up manifesting it into the generations and generations and generations, all the way up into the modern day generation where we're dealing with right now. Hence, this is the reason why over here on the lounge, we talk about this. We talk about modern day women, not to just put them down or whatever, but we talk about them to expose the reality, to expose the truth about what they do. We talk about men who we call beta males or beta male simps in the same faction, because this is the modern day culture, and they out there and they're not dating with a purpose. Well, per se, with the purpose of getting married. They're dating out of well, what's the word I'm looking for? They dating because they want somebody to just take care of them. They dating because they want a partnership instead of a lifelong relationship. They dating someone who's going to be convenient for them, and then when they're no longer convenient, then they end up on getting divorced and putting them aside and do the cycle all over again. That is the modern day dating scene right now, okay? So that's the issue that we having with these traditional values versus the modern day value, right? So hence, tonight's conversation in creating a platform to where they exposing not necessarily the traditional value, but more so the modern day dating that people deal with on everyday basis. All right, if they make any sense. So Tony Gaskett was debating Ace metaphor about traditional values. Ace metaphor is talking about modern day values, so relationships. All right, just so y'all can get an understanding of this, so all this could come together. All right, so after Tony Gaskett, they did they debated whatever stuff, right? They went on and did the one tonight's conversation, and hell, it was pretty successful. They've been traveling throughout the whole entire nation doing these shows. A matter of fact, one of the last shows that they did was here in Dallas. Shout out to Texas. They did a show here. Yeah, they did a show here. I was going to attend that show, but I ended up getting caught up and other obligations out, and I didn't get the chance to do that. I was actually going to attend the show and get some content off of them and meet Ace Metaphor, all of them, but last minute stuff happened and I wasn't able to go, you know what I'm saying? But that's neither here nor there. All right. So let's get into this more of this drama. All right. So let's listen to this other content creator and see what they have to say about this.
What is this drama surrounding tonight's conversation? I've been trying to figure it out and I'm still very confused. I see Keita. I keep seeing clips of her yelling, talking about somebody owes her money, which I'm assuming is Ace. I know that Keita and Trip left tonight's conversation. I'm hearing that Kitty, the one who's always talking about, marriage and she hates the side chicks, that she was a side chick or she had a side piece herself, something like that. Listen, I love that show, and they be giving some good advice, and there be a lot of antics going on. Why is this happening to them? Why?
All right, so let me paint the narrative for y'all, okay? Imagine you getting advice from people who are just as fucked up as you are. Imagine that. That's what's happening with the tonight's conversation. Even though where you be seeing these clips and stuff, right? It sound like really good sound advice, but at the end of the day, they is just as screwed up. You know what I'm saying? So imagine getting this screwed up dating advice from modern day people, and you think it is cool, and you start following that advice, and next thing you know, you still is single. You still a single mom, or you're a single father. You still a beta male simp, and all these different things because you listen to this said modern day dating advice. That's tonight's conversation.
Hey, Ace, if you owe people money, just give them their money. Just give them their money. They work hard. They go on tour with you. You've been working, okay? Just give them the money. But I'm just really confused, and I need the full story. And then I heard Keita is going to be dropping like a 500-part series. Listen. Nobody got time. Get straight to the point.
All right, so this next clip is Keita. This next clip is Keita, and she is promoting on her TikTok page of this said series. Here's Keita.
Hi, and welcome to episode 1 of Who the Fuck Did I Work For? So, because I'm unemployed, this is my content now. So if you like content like this, like, share, subscribe. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit that little bell notification. So this is the creator of the pod. This is Randy Rosario, Mike the Poet, Trip Fontaine, fine ass Keita Rose, and Mojo Dojo. A lot of you guys are like, well, I don't care about this bitch or that bitch. Where's my favorite? Oh, shit, there she go to your favorite. She be dropping them gems. This is Kitty Rose. She got Randy out quick, fast. She said, I want your spot. How can I manipulate everyone to get it? I'm going to detail that, though, in the following episodes. It's going to be like 500 episodes. Uh-oh, bonus feature. This guy says he used to be with Kitty, but that can't be true because it would have been around the time she was married, and she can't stand side bitches, and she can't stand cheating women. Ho, ho, the drama, the tea. Hope we all heal.
God damn. It gets pretty deep, y'all. Here's Trip announcing his departure from tonight's conversation. Let's listen to the reason why.
It's a lot of cliche things I could say, and so I'll choose this one. In order for new chapters to begin, old chapters have to end. And so with that, I am announcing my departure from tonight's Conversation podcast. It's been quite the journey. The community I've gained, the perspective I've gained have been invaluable. I am eternally grateful to every single person that's ever shared with me how this space has positively impacted them and broadened perspective for them. This is not a goodbye. I'm not leaving the lane, I'm leaving the platform. So if you would like to keep up with me, holla at me here. Follow me, follow the podcast at Trip Fontaine on Instagram.
All right, so Trip is announcing pretty much that he is leaving the podcast, all right? So when he's saying that he's not leaving, pretty much saying he's not leaving the space, meaning that he's going to continue to talk about, relationship because that's currently where he's really good at, all right? But he's leaving that podcast. So you should be asking yourself the question, why is Trip leaving? Why is Keita leaving? And why did Kitty left as well too? If there's something hidden that's happening, all right? So y'all should be asking yourself that question. Shout out to everyone who are in the building right now. Appreciate you a whole lot for tuning in. Appreciate you. Those of y'all who are coming into the lounge right now, don't be a goddamn hater. Come on now, don't do that. Go ahead and thumbs up the live, man. Come on now, stop it. Stop it, cut it out. It's not nice. Go ahead and thumbs up the live, man. It helps the channel out a whole lot. Those y'all able to shut me out, but what are you waiting on? Go on, shut your boy out, man, because we be giving all this delicious content tonight. Now, just like I say, not a lot of content creators, especially YouTubers, are talking about this. So y'all getting this here first at the lounge. Y'all getting it here first, all right? So let's get deeper into it, all right? So now, This is Kida Rose going into detail about the reason why she's leaving the show, all the drama that is happening on the show, and everything else in between, all right? So this particular clip is 26 minutes long because she actually went live on her TikTok talking about this. So it's a part 1 and there's a part 2. And yes, your boy got both parts for y'all. Got both parts for her. A matter of fact, let's do this. Since both of her parts is like really, really long, I'm going to say the juicy part for last. So what I want to do is this. I want to hear Kitty perspective, all right? Kitty on clip is just 3 minutes, all right? So I want to hear Kitty perspective, all right? So without further ado, let's hear what Kitty got to say.
Got my NIV and my messenger. So I go into a deep prayer and then God puts me in Isaiah 2 and I'm reading Isaiah 2-4. Well, I stopped at about 5. But I'm reading it and I realize, this passage, what it's highlighting, it talks about, God's kingdom and it's coming, God's judgment, and how, God's judgment on the prideful, idolatry, those who engage in sin. And I'm reading all of this and I'm praying and I'm trying to figure out exactly why it is that God brought me to this passage, given what I've been going through. So I'm crying for an answer, okay? But regardless, I'm like, maybe this is not the answer that I need, but God is having me read this for a specific reason. And
hey, I don't mean to stop you, y'all, but I just thought about this, right? Why is it? Why? Let me rephrase it. Why do women do this? Okay, whenever y'all start going into like alleged drama, right? Why do y'all always resort back to religion, where you go back and want to talk to God about it, right? Where you go back and start quoting scriptures, you quote scriptures to comfort you, then you're gonna quote the scriptures to talk about y'all alleged ops, right? Some of y'all know what I'm talking about, right? Where you're literally, throughout the whole entire time, you ain't saying not a goddamn thing about God, right? That's bullshit. That all of a sudden, when you end up getting into some drama, right? All of a sudden, you a super Christian. So I'm curious, and I see more women do this than men. So I want to ask y'all this question, ladies. Why do y'all do that? Why do y'all go back and resort to using religion as a talking point, using religion to deal with the drama that you put yourself into, or the drama that you're dealing with? Let me know in the comment section, but let's continue.
I'm trying not to break down. But as I keep reading and as I sit and I pray on it, then I finally understand what it's about. And as I'm reading it, I realize that God warns against pride and injustice, but he also gives hope for redemption and restoration. And this is where it got me. In my study, I realized that people who lift themselves up by tearing other people down will be judged. That's one thing. People who exalt themselves by pride and arrogance and slander and deceit will be judged, and they will be.
And here's another thing too. This is the reason why I'm bringing this point up, because not only they do that, right, but they'll literally weaponize the Bible to bring some type of judgment to their alleged enemies. Correct? Why do they do that? Why do y'all do that? The second question is, do you honestly believe that by you doing that, it actually works, that it becomes successful, that God is just going to come out of his kingdom and say, yes, my child, I hear you, and I'm going to smite your enemies because you quoted the Bible that you haven't read in over 5 to 10 months to a year, but I got your back, my child. Let's continue, y'all.
Be humbled by God, and that's what it got me, because what God's been telling me, because this has been hard. But what God reminded me to do is to walk in the light of him. And it's been hard because when I confessed to God in my prayer room today, I told the Lord, I'm trusting you. This is hard though, when you don't see a way out and you still praying and you still trusting God, but you don't see a way out. And it's like, Lord, I'm living this. Yeah, I don't get on here and cry, but I'm like, Lord, I'm living through this day in and day out, and it's getting harder and harder. But God promised redemption and restoration. Hold on. Sorry, I had to take a minute. I don't like crying on camera, but this has been a reminder to stay faithful, to stay in my word, to stay prayerful, and allow God to be my vindicator, because God sees all truth and he is the defender. And I needed that reminder because yesterday when I was praying and yesterday when I was talking to my mom, because we had to go into a deep prayer, and I was upset and I was hurt. And I'm like, God, why can't your revenge look like mine? Like, how long is this going to take? How much do I have to deal with? And if you've ever gone through something, if you've ever been hurt, you know, sometimes you sit there and you're like, Lord, come on. But this is a reminder, and I thank the Holy Spirit for putting me in this passage right now. I'm so grateful for this, because this is a reminder that God will address things on his time, and that I must remain faithful to know that God's word does not return void, and he's going to show up when it's time for him to show up. As a matter of fact, he's never left, but this is just a reminder that I needed, because now it's giving me peace with the situation. It's like, you know what? Whoever's spreading falsehoods, I'm going to let you just go ahead and do what it is you're going to do. And whoever wants to believe it, whoever wants to bear false witness, babe, I'm going to go ahead and let you do it, because now I have the peace that I needed. I'm in my prayer closet.
All right, so once again, the reason why Kitty is talking about this, right, is because Keita is alleging that Kitty is having an affair. Okay. Once again, Keita is alleging that Kitty, which is her right here, is having an affair. All right, or had an affair, whatever the case may be. So now Kitty had went on to her TikTok or IG, whatever, right? It's up here trying to clear up the rumor by, instead of addressing what's going on, she literally is weaponizing her religion, weaponizing God to pretty much say that, hey, I'm just going to leave it in God's hands. God is going to smite my enemies, or God is going to smite my ops, as some of y'all call it, right? God going to smite my ops, and I'm just going to let him deal with it on his time. All right? So that's what's going on with her. That's why she's saying what she's saying about this particular situation. All right. So let's get into the actual drama that Keita is talking about right now.
Like 9 employees. He is like 55. He gets to pick which one he either sleeps with or yells at, and sometimes they get both. Jesus. So scary. So scary. I didn't sleep with him. Don't worry, you guys. Don't worry. I didn't sleep with him. Yeah, but she wanted to be top dog. It's mine. People are clapping for me. People are taking my fake ass advice, which is awesome. No one cares. Here's the thing about what I don't understand about taking me down. What I don't get about trying to take me out and get me fired and get Mojo Jojo mad at me and all this stuff, what I don't get is we are not even in the same lane. I make jokes. If you've ever been to a show, I make jokes.
All right, so just to give y'all context, right? This whole entire rant that she's going on with her subscribers, she's talking about Kitty, all right? So she's alleging that Kitty is the one who trying to get her off of tonight's conversation. Okay, Kitty is the one who's going back whispering in the ear Ace Metaphor, as she called Mojo Jojo. All right, so they the one who's going back and forth, having this drama and different things like that. So Keita end up, as you say, taking shots or whatever, right? Decide to release and tell people that Kitty was the one who's had the affair. And y'all know how y'all do. When I say y'all, I'm talking about y'all crazy ass modern day women. All right. You know how y'all do. Y'all, you know that whenever y'all up in your damn feelings, the first thing y'all like to do is slander people character. Ain't that right? Mm-hmm. God damn. Y'all love to slander people character real quick. Real quick. Right? And so this situation is no different from what's happening right now with Keita and Kitty. Keita having drama or having beef with Kitty, and you know what? I'm gonna go low. Matter of fact, we just talked about this on the show with Michelle Obama, where I had revealed to y'all how the way these modern day women think these days. Back in the day, Michelle Obama said this: when they go low, we go high, right? Once again, when they go low, we go high. But now in this modern day generation, oh no, that's bullshit now. When they go low, we're gonna go lower. Or matter of fact, we're gonna go so low that we enter into the pits of hell.
That's bullshit.
That's the modern day thinking of modern day women. And so you see this happening in real time every single time. It don't matter if it's content creators. Hell, it don't matter if it's popular celebrities, like how the way they are. Their mentality is the same. If they go low, I'm gonna go lower, meaning that I'm gonna release every possible thing about you. And this is what Keita is doing with Kitty right now. And so Kitty is rebutting back, saying that, well, God is gonna smite her, God is gonna smite Keita and all that different stuff like that. And knowing good and damn well that ain't how that shit works at all. Period. That is not how that works. Then when she ain't going to get the resources that she desire, when she see that things is getting even worse, guess what? She's going to dismiss her religion and she's going to go even lower. I done see that happen too many times with modern day women who have this type of behavior mindset. And it is what it is, but let's continue.
You give fake ass advice you don't live by. We are not the same. I tell jokes. Ba-da-ba. That's me. You give them fake ass advice. So why are you trying to take me out? You should be mad at the other therapist that you didn't like me talking to. I used to just say hi. Imagine just you're at the break room just getting some water. This is me getting some water. Another therapist come in. Hey, how you doing? Then the other life coach, why the fuck you talking to her? Stop talking to her. I say, what she do? She be talking shit about me on stage. I be on that same stage. Don't nobody be talking shit about her. She be like, I be like, but I was like, oh, okay, well, I understand. I get it. That bitch, she doesn't know what she's talking about. She's a fraud. She's a fraud.
Not the duck lips.
I just be on stage like, that's probably why I got fired. Because I be like,
she do be doing that on stage on the crew, though.
Why you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my God. Stop fucking lying. Stop lying. Yikes.
Hey, real quick, y'all. I do want to address this. Vaughn say this, and I believe it's very important. Vaughn, she said, that is not true, Mr. Lounge. God revenge ain't nothing cute. That she followed up and said, you may not die, but you're going to wish you were dead. Let's think about this logically, okay? Because over here in the lounge, you know what I'm saying, we deal with situations from a logical perspective. Not only that, we deal with situations using emotional intelligence as well too. I'm not saying Vons. I'm not saying that, you're dumb or ignorant or anything like that. I'm not saying that. But let's analyze what she just said. All right? She's saying that God's revenge ain't nothing cute, and then she also said you may not die, but you wish you were dead. Right? So let's think about this logically and using emotional intelligence. Do you really think that God, the creator of the whole damn universe, God who created celestial beings, God who created man, do you really think that God is going to lower himself for some damn human drama because you say that he's going to do it? Do you honestly believe that God is going to do that? Do you honestly believe that God have favoritism? That's the second question. Do you honestly, matter of fact, those of y'all who are watching right now, do you honestly believe that God have that much favoritism where he will literally show favor from one person and do this said thing to another person? Just because that person asked God to do it, or that person pray to God, oh God, I'm praying that you smite my ops, smite my enemies in the name of Jesus. Do you really think God does that for real? And I want y'all to think about that logically. Here's another perspective I want to reveal to you too. Imagine if it's not only you who is saying that particular prayer to God. How would that work? You and your other person or the person that you beefing with saying that same damn prayer. How do you think that works? Do you believe that God is going to show favoritism with both of y'all in a situation? Oh, I'm going to smite her and I'm going to smite her at the same time. Do you honestly believe that God is going to do that? Let's take it even deeper. Imagine if it was, how many people populated on the earth right now? About 1 billion people populated on the earth right now. Imagine 1 billion people praying the same damn prayer. God, I want you to come and intervene and smite my enemies because they're doing me wrong. They're talking about me, blah, blah, blah. Come in, do this thing in the name of Jesus. Billions of people is saying the same exact prayer towards different people. Do you really think that God is listening to that prayer and intervening on everybody on the face of the earth prayer to smite each other? How crazy in hell is that? Furthermore, let's get even deeper with it, all right? Because I want y'all to think about this, all right? I want y'all to think about this. Let's say, hypothetically speaking, that God is that type of God. That he is that type of God, that he loves you and he's vengeful. And, just like some of y'all be quoting the scriptures, vision is mine, say the Lord, and all that good old things. God is going to fight my battle and all that good old stuff, right? And God literally hears that prayer. God literally hears that prayer. And he decides to intervene or intercede, as y'all call it, on your behalf. And he does it. What do you think will happen with the billions of people on this planet? That God is also like, you know what? Granted. He end up smiting your ops, you end up getting smited because they pray the same as that prayer, and it becomes a ripple effect. So you mean to tell me that God will literally do that? That he'll literally smite everybody on the face of this planet because everybody is saying the same as that damn prayer? Do you really think that's how that works? My final point on this, because once again, I want y'all to think about this because I'm tired of this bullshit that people do, where they literally sit up here put God into their bullshit. Do you honestly believe that your prayer, when God answers your prayer, that it's going to be beneficial for that said party? Do you honestly believe also that your prayer is even righteous? Let's talk about it. Do you honestly believe that your prayer is righteous? That it's righteous, it has goodwill intent on it, or is your prayer toxic as hell? Do you honestly believe that? Because if that's so, right? If that's so, once again, if that is so, why God is not answering your prayer? Let's talk about it. Let's get into it. Let's be real tonight. Let's be real tonight. If that be the case, why God is not answering your prayer? You may think that God is answering your prayer because you believe in the thing talking about faith, right? Is it really faith or is it really coincidence? Let's talk about that. The truth is this, and I'm figuring to hurt all y'all down feelings because I know y'all do this. Especially women do this. Well, especially modern day women. I'm not gonna say all women does this, but modern day women does this. You're literally set up and pray this down prayer because you don't like somebody, right? Thinking that God is going to intercede that prayer and doing that. And then when God is not answering your prayer, you're doing what Keita's doing, sitting up here crying and going into your prayer closet. The next thing you know, you're no longer religious, right? Or you're no longer a Christian because you believe that God didn't answer your prayer. But the whole reality is that it's not that God didn't answer your prayer because he didn't want to. It's because God was thinking logically like me, like his son. Urban. He thought logically about it, like, hold the hell up. If I end up doing this, what's going to be the consequences behind this action? What's going to happen? What's going to be the ripple effect if I do that? See, God thinks on that higher emotional intelligence level, like a man, right? He think on that high emotional intelligence level to let y'all know that I'm not fixing to do this goddamn bullshit at all.
That's bullshit.
Because it's stupid. It doesn't make any sense. It's illogical. So what he does do is this. He said this. He do this. He give us free will. So wherever it plays out, it plays out without interfering in the process. That's how the way God works. And that is the God honest truth. Now, those of y'all who don't want to believe in that is totally up to you. You can believe in this whole fairy tale ass God all you want to. Cool. But I'm on here on the lounge. I'm telling y'all the truth about this. How the way it operates. Being straight up honest with you. Because other than that, guess what God would be? God would be a narcissist. God would be just as mentally disturbed as his children, and that is facts. And no, Vance, I'm not saying that I am equal to God. I never said that. I know that I'm not equal at all to God. I know that. So I wanted to, burst in y'all bubble because a lot of y'all think this way for real. It is so toxic and it is so destructive, period. To think like this, to think that you serve a God that's literally going to do this thing for you. Knowing good and well that there are consequences behind the action if God chooses to do this. And on top of that, the request that you ask, it is not even a righteous request. It is a selfish, self-centered, toxic request, period. It is what it is. It is what it is. It is a very egotistical request. Let's keep it real. But let's continue with this content. But I just want to let y'all know that, man, because I'm just tired of hearing this, man, because it is so crazy and it is so stupid, man. That's to hear this. That's to hear, especially modern women say this old crazy stuff. God, help me out and smite my enemy. Make something happen to this dude. Make something happen to this woman. Intervene and show my innocence and all kind of crazy stuff. Like, damn, y'all wild as hell. Y'all wild as hell. Wow. They get upset when nothing happened. I pray to God that this thing happened and it didn't happen the way it happened. Is God really real? Do he really exist now because he didn't answer my little remedial prayer? That's how y'all think, right? God must be fake because he didn't answer my remedial prayer or smited someone or granted me this request. Y'all wonder why y'all toxic as hell.
Said, oh my goodness. So anyways, so now she's on TikTok crying. She's gonna be crying to y'all. Y'all gonna believe her. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. Somebody said, well, I don't even know that other Keita girl. All I came for was the other two. I don't give a fuck. Let me tell y'all something. I'm gonna try to say, I don't want to be rude. How do I say, como se dice? I don't give a fuck.
You know, Barb, that is a really good question. So, is there any point in women praying to God? Is there any point? Is there any point to this? Is there silver lining to the madness? In other words, is there a silver lining in the madness? Is there? I don't have the answer to that question because I believe that question is solely based on the individual. It's solely based on you. Now, me personally, from my anecdotal experience, right? My experience is that prayer works when it deals with a situation in a righteous perspective. Me personally. It works when it deals with a righteous point of view. And when I say righteous, I'm not talking about egotistical. I'm not talking about it being selfish or anything. Your intentions are pure. That's why I personally believe. All right? But once again, it just deals with that individual. This depends on how the way you interpret it.
Fuck in the nicest way. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care who's your favorite. I don't care. I don't care. I never liked her anyway. Well, I'm gone. I don't care. Because it was really difficult to sit by people that was blind.
Hey, Lionel, Vaughns don't want to smoke with me tonight. Vaughns do not want to smoke with Urban tonight, especially talking about this. And I hope they try to come up here and talk about this because Vaughns don't want to smoke tonight.
Especially knowing that I just be like, and I be trying to control myself because I know I'm not allowed to speak. I know I'm not allowed to speak. So, what part froze? I just entered that I don't care. Y'all was good, Nessie.
Hey, also, Vaughn said that Vaughn said that she'll debunk me with scriptures and factual events. Hey, Vaughn. Now, I know you probably have forgot, right? But you forgot that I used to be a assistant pastor. I used to be a minister, and I went to school as well. Studying divinity and all the stuff there. So I know the scriptures, I know the Bible, and I know the interpretation of the scriptures. The true scriptures, by the way, not that little American Standard Bible that y'all want to read, them different translations. I know the actual real scriptures, all right? So I'm telling you, you don't want this smoke about religion tonight at all. You don't. Just chill, watch the show. Unless you just want it. If you want it, I most definitely will drop the link where we have this conversation. But I'm telling you, this is one of them things that you don't, nah, you don't want that. You don't want me to cook you.
No, the shows are good. We're good. We're good. It's good. It's entertainment. It's gonna be good. The movie's gonna be good. I seen that documentary from Netflix for the Disney. Was it Disney or was it Nickelodeon? Was it Disney? It was. I think it was the child stars and some weird shit happening with that really big fat white man that was doing stuff. It was Nickelodeon, right? It was still. I still watch it. I didn't see that and say, oh no, that those shows that I watched 10 years ago were bad. The shows are gonna be good because talent is talent, but please know that it's talent. Please know that it's talent. Silent onset. Yeah. I caught your face at the last. Yeah, no, I be rolling my eyes. Oh, Trill, cool. I ain't no problem with Trill. She has multiple baby daddies. 4 or 5, maybe 3 or 4. I'm not sure.
That's also a good question too, Barb. But who can determine your intentions are pure? I really don't have the answer to that question as well too. But I believe that it's based on that individual. in your say relationship with God or the Creator. You know what I'm saying? That's the only answer I could give you. I can't sit up here and do a selfish judgment and say, well, I know what it is, because I don't. I honestly don't know.
Hey, was it 4? It's 6 to 7 kids, 3 to 4 baby daddies, something like that. I guess she's just letting them bust in her. Hey, I don't judge.
We listen, but we don't judge.
I don't care. I only got one, so I don't care. So I'm gonna be on here a lot, you guys, and we're gonna talk about just anything. I don't know. I'll be here. Whatever you guys want to talk about. I don't give a fuck. Oh, allegedly. Nah, but for real, I saw. So no, I know. Apparently, the ex-husband. Now, see, this is what I was told. Cause me and y'all are so cool. We just friends. Just kikiing with the girls. The ex. So she told me that the ex had saw something in her phone, and this is her ex-husband, the other one, not the other 4.
Hey, y'all. Hey, I told Vance, I told her, you don't want this work, you don't want to get cooked, but she's insisting on dropping the link because she want to get this work. So I'm gonna grant you this request. I'm gonna go ahead and grant you this request. I tried to spare y'all. Y'all heard it first on the lounge. I tried to spare her. I really did. Your boy really did try to spare her. But apparently she wanted to go ahead and give me her perspective about what I said. So I'm gonna grant it. We're gonna grant it. We're gonna give Vaughn the opportunity to pull up and go ahead and express her grievances, express her concerns, and we're gonna have a conversation about it. No problem at all. Let's get it. Let's go ahead and get this work. Vaughn, salute.
Why are you bothering me? Why are you bothering me?
What you mean? I'm not bothering you. What you talking about? I'm not bothering you at all, Vaughn.
You started with me. All I was doing was participating in the chat, okay? You went on this whole rant, logical thinking, and I'm like God, and me and God be thinking. And I'm just like, where did all this come from? Where it sounded to me like, Mr. Lounge, me and you need to have a conversation. Maybe not tonight, okay? Maybe not on this live stream, but it sounds like me and you need to have a conversation. You need to get some stuff off your chest. Where did this come from?
So the answer to your question is, why do you think that everything that I just said is tailored in to you or is talking about you?
See, I didn't say that.
But that's what you insinuated, right? Is it not?
No, because when you was talking, right, you was like, women be thinking, God gonna smite, and I'm like, who said something about smite the enemy? Like, no, nobody said that.
Did you not look at Vance? Did you not look at the clip earlier with Kitty? Because that's exactly what Kitty was saying. What she was saying, that she was reading the scripture and she was saying that God was going to avenge her because Kita is talking about her alleged affair. That's what I was talking about.
Okay, see, my question, because my response to that was, because you said, what did you say? You said something about, see, this is why you should have dropped the link earlier when I was asking you to drop the link, because I'm like, wait, I didn't say that. All I said was, God's revenge ain't nothing cute. You might not die, because you were emphasizing, that, people read, scriptures, they go back to the Bible and, they think God just gonna, smite out, which, means kill, take out whatever. And I'm like, that's not what I was getting at. But I do believe that, if you are going through something, with someone, and they've wronged you, which is why I was like, go read Psalms, okay, Psalm 109, okay. It's a lot
I
of
know.
Psalms 54, 52, like it's a lot of them in there that, where you can pray, and ask, not even ask God, but there are prayers in there that will, that I don't want to say will hinder your enemy, but God will take care of your enemies. They may not die, but if you ever went through something, and you did something, horrible to somebody, or just did something horrible in general, you be going through it, you, like I said, you may not actually die, but bad things happen to you. That's why I said in the chat, you do wrong to people, wrong gonna come back to you. And also in the Bible, it said, touch not my anointed. You can't just be going around messing with folks and thinking it's all gonna be good and greasy. And just because you know um people do messed up things and go back to God, it don't mean that their prayers won't be answered. Like it was just a lot of stuff that you were saying that's not factual. It's like that's not true though. That's
Okay.
not true.
Okay. Because I believe we're in a really good place, and so I could want to clarify a lot of things with you. So let me ask you this question. Now, you was referencing Psalms, correct? Do you know who wrote the book of Psalms? Who's
Wasn't it
the
David?
writer? Mm-hmm.
Was it David?
The first half of Psalms, David had wrote it. The second half of Psalms, King Solomon had wrote it, which is David's son. And then they end up transitioning to Proverbs.
Right.
All right. So do you understand that when David was writing them poems and different things like that, you do understand that God never helped him smite his enemies or anything. You do realize that, right? He was just writing it in there because that's how the way he was expressing, because they was at war with their enemies, first of all. Do you understand that, right?
Okay. But didn't I just say that you may not be smited, but things will happen to you? Didn't I just say that, Mr. Lounge?
No. Your response is no. Your response is that you believe that it is God the one who is going to do the smiting or the punishment, because you said the said prayer.
Right.
And God doesn't work that way. Even in the books of Psalms, there's nowhere in Scripture where God literally listened to David's prayer and he literally smite his enemies. But it is a Scripture to why David is either doing the Psalms of prayer, and he is literally doing the works on behalf of God to smite his enemies. It's not God who's literally doing it. It is him who's doing the work. But he does referencing God while he's doing the work. And that's what people get confused, where when they look at Psalms and they take it out of context, they simply say, well, shit, if he did it for David, I know he's going to do it for me. God never did anything for David. That was David, the one who was doing the action. And he was just co-signing God name in it. That's why in the books of Psalms, right, throughout all the literature, right, he always say, Lord, 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 Lord. Through majority of the literature. The reason why it's like that, because they want people to understand that it's not actually God who's literally saying, okay, my son, smite your enemy. He's not doing that. It is David and his actions that's doing it. Not God who's literally doing it.
He does not grant requests of smiting people. But what I can say is he will show up and show out on people who have wronged you.
God would not show up and show out and do anything to nobody. That is not biblical.
Yes, it is. What are you talking about?
That is not biblical. God never, in the history of any type of language, in the whether it's the Christian Bible, the Apocrypha, or anything, where he literally took out revenge and literally on him did things to people. What he did is this. In Scripture, and this is what people get confused too. In Scripture, listen. In Scripture,
this is how you interpret the Bible, right?
No, this is not how I interpret the Bible. This is through me studying the Bible and knowing what the Scripture is talking about. Now, there is history in scripture in the Old Testament where God commanded people to do certain things, right? That's in scripture, but it is nowhere, never in scripture where God literally said up here it did something to someone. We can even argue with this. We could go all the way back into Genesis, right? In the book of Genesis, right? You remember in the book of Genesis where I believe it was Abraham and his sons went to Solomon and Gomorrah and stuff, right? And so that city was wicked. The city was wicked because of the things that they was doing in sin. And so God has sent angels to come into that city and smite that city, not God himself intervening into that city. You do understand that, right? But people interpret that as though, oh, it's actually God that's doing it. No, God is not doing that. God don't do stuff like that.
If God sent the angels, Mr. Lounge, then that is God's work. I'm just saying, like, it's like you taking the glory from the man, who has the power to do certain kind of things. And I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. But what I will say is, I'm trying to remember. I believe it was Barbas. It was one of them men in I believe it was the man who traded the pieces of silver for Jesus's for them to capture him, right? Am I on the right story?
Judas. Yeah, go ahead.
That was Judas. Okay, I don't know why I keep saying Barb. I don't know why I keep hearing Barbies, but anyway, listen.
Yeah, you're thinking about Barnabas.
One of them men, okay, after he did that, they have they started seeing demons and they ended up hanging themselves, right?
Yeah, Judas.
Okay. So you don't see how when you do wrong, okay, to right, because you said, something about prayer and righteousness. I ain't gonna lie to you. I can't really remember everything you said, but you don't see how when you do something wrong to, someone who is, in righteousness, how that came back around on that man quick like that. Stuff like that does happen. It does.
Yeah. See, I understand the concept about karma. I believe that karma does come around in two different ways, either positive.
But that's not karma.
But now listen. I believe karma could come around in two different ways, if that's what you want to call it, whatever. It come around either positive or negative. But once again, God do not intervene in that. That is not God literally making that situation happening. That is through by chance that all that stuff is happening the way it's happening. Even when we go
really
back to what. That's truth. Even the situation that I told you earlier about when God had destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah, right? The reason why he did it because the city was unrighteous. And it had nothing to do with people sitting up here praying to God, say, I want you to destroy the city. There's nowhere in scripture.
Right.
As a matter of fact, it ain't nowhere in scripture where people would literally sit up here and say, God, I want you to smite my enemy, and God literally did it. That's why I'm trying to tell you, like other stuff, yeah, things that's happened by chance through your actions. Yeah, I do believe that. I do believe that certain chances have consequences. When you do this certain type of actions, eventually the consequences is either going to be in a positive way or in a negative way. Like, say, for example, you go out and make a living for yourself. You go out and you get your education, you get a degree, you get a good paying job, you're making money, you create business, you become a CEO. You did all that based on the choices and actions that you took. God didn't have nothing to do with
that. That can be enjoying the fruits of your labor. And let's say you get that job and you mess up on that job and you could care less about that job, then that's reaping what you sow. And we like to call it karma, but biblically, that's like I said, you reap what you sow. So if you sow good seeds, you get good seeds. You sow bad seeds, you get bad seeds. I don't believe that I ain't gonna say any and everything is by chance. Some things, could be all in God's plan and time. Some things just need to happen. But if I don't believe anything else, and I've seen with my own eyes and even heard, people, what they call it, testifying or being a witness to, people doing wrong. It even says in the Bible, when you ain't right, you gonna have bad luck. Dang near everything you touch gonna fall apart somewhere in there. So I just don't understand why you and also a lot of people, like when they say the wages of sin is death. A lot of us, believe that, oh, that means you're gonna die or this, that, and the other. Death can be many things. It could be death of the spirit, okay? Death in, and honestly, death in the spirit is death. Because if you don't feel nothing, nothing brings you joy, everything is mundane and everything is just bad. That right there alone is being smite. Is it smitten? No, smitten is when you like somebody. Smoked or whatever, however you say that word. That can be that too. So in the prayer that she's praying, she may, the smite may be of the rumors that is being spread from this girl's mouth, if they are rumors, the things she's adding on to the thing, to the small things that she was told, or even the big things. You know what I'm saying? Like death could be um her career, because hey, she's trying to slander somebody else, or spread false witness on someone else, and her career could be dead. It doesn't necessarily mean that God is going to literally wipe somebody from the earth, be over, like you said, small drama. But let's keep it real, Mr. Lounge. Logical thinking and all, small dramas are people's traumas and all other kind of things that actually matter in life and keep people from being fucked up individuals, who go live, I mean, I don't know the full story here, but you know what I'm saying, who go live and do messed up stuff and try to harm other people. I mean,
And
am I wrong?
So everything you're saying, I agree with you in that perspective. But when it comes down to it, right, once again, it isn't God that's orchestrating all of this, nor it is God. It is a God who's granting that these situations is happening to these people. That's the point that I'm making. But we tend to do these things as human beings. Well, me personally, I never wished their harm on anybody ever in my life, period, or prayed a prayer that God should do such thing to people ever in my life. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that that's illogical thinking. You know what I'm saying? But there are other people, preferably, I'm gonna call it for what it is, preferably women, that does this. Where they literally would do this illogical, emotional thinking, where they praying to God that God does something because they up in their feelings.
But Mr. Lounge, David was the one who wrote the psalm, though, honey. But David was the one who wrote the song. You don't think? I'm gonna say this. I agree with you. We see more women, especially on social media. With the tears and stuff. I've done it right. You don't see a whole lot of men, but there are men, church leaders, deacons, all of them kind of guys who they go to their Bible, they go to their prayer closet, they fall on their knees. Come on now. They may not do it on social media like this. That to me, that's a little too open, for the right kind of man. But women ain't the only, especially if a man wrote them songs.
What's the point of that though? I don't understand that. I don't understand your rebuttal
The
on
social
that.
media part.
No, about you want to mention about men as well too. I don't understand your rebuttal on that.
Because you said women, we do this. What you say? Irrational and
Y'all do
illogical.
if y'all do irrational, illogical thinking, praying to God that God want to do something to your enemies, thinking that God is going to intervene on your behalf, but God doesn't do that.
But I'm gonna disagree with you. I'm gonna disagree with you on that because I look. I'm gonna disagree. What I will say is the social media part, it can be perceived as extra when it's not, especially when it's not genuine. Now, okay, I totally agree with you. People do messed up things and they go back to God. But Mr. Lounge, you know the Bible, okay? You didn't studied it back and forth. It's not wrong to go, what is it? It's not wrong to go down the wide path and then find your way back to the narrow. It ain't nothing wrong with that. That's actually what we supposed to do. And not even supposed to do. It's what we should do when we get lost. We should go back.
I mean to cut you out, but I'm still trying to understand why you want to give a pushback, why you disagree with that, and you haven't articulate that yet. So articulate the
why
reason
do I disagree that God doesn't answer certain kind of prayers?
Yeah, exactly. Articulate that. Explain to me the reason why you believe that God does answer prayers. to do harm to your enemies or whatever because you're praying about it?
Because I don't. Do I have to say it? Okay, wait. I just don't believe. That's not true. I believe that. I just believe you reap what you sow. Like that's just it. If I mean, and I just got.
Hey, look, the
okay.
reason why you can't give the answer because logically speaking, it isn't true.
Don't blow
That's
the
why
horn
you
on
can't
me.
answer it because it's not true.
That's not true though, because there is just no way that everything bad. Like, have you ever met a person? Like I said, every they just always have bad luck. They just always have bad luck. It may not be. It may not necessarily be because somebody is praying against them. They can just be reaping the seeds that they've sown. So if they've just always just been not about the right, and then they touch the right person, and the right person falls on their knees and is like, God, how could this person do this to me? God, I've been faithful to you, yada yada yada. And God say, you know what? I'm gonna make this person, go through this and that until they get right or something like that. I mean, I don't know. I'm not in God's head. I just gotta be honest. I just know that when people do wrong, Mr. Lounge, to people, certain kind of people, like come on now, old wives' tales and yada yada yada. Bad stuff happens. It just does, and you can't tell me that that's not a curse or yeah, you just can't not tell me that.
See what you're doing, Vance. You sit up here trying to twist stuff around to make it logical so it could defend your argument. Because once again, I agree with you about the concept that things will happen to people, regardless if it's good or bad. Bad things happen to good people. Bad things happen to bad people. That's part of life. You know what I'm saying? But the whole argument of what I'm saying is that it is a God, the one who's doing it. That's the whole argument. And when I asked you that, you couldn't answer that because logically speaking, God doesn't do that. So the only other logical explanation is it deals with your ego because you want something to happen. It is not happening the way that you want it to happen.
But see,
and you try to use God as a coping mechanism as though it's going to happen. Let's keep it real.
I believe that God is a powerful, is a honestly a force to be reckoned with, right? So I just can't believe what you believe. I can't take away from him what I know he can do. I can't do that. That doesn't make sense in my mind because whether it's good or bad, he got something to do with it. So I just can't be like, oh, this and that was by coincidence. I can't say somebody just up and buy me a house and saying, here, Vaughn, for you, your family wasn't somewhat of God. I just can't do that.
No, it was out of coincidence. It wasn't that wasn't God or anything. It was out of straight coincidence that happened, and it was because you place yourself in certain situation for that certain type of thing to happen.
And
because once again, if that be the hold on, once again, that means that if that's the case, God doesn't allow free will. Right? If we're talking about that, right? God doesn't allow free will at all because God is puppeteering everything in our life.
That's right? Not true though, because we have the choice of free will, but that doesn't mean we're not going to suffer the consequences of our actions, whether they're good or bad.
Which I agree to that, and that's the point that I'm making is that all these things it's orchestrated through choice and through free will. God is not necessarily intervening because you find it convenient to pray to God to do something to somebody.
Now, I will say
that's the point that I'm making.
Wait. I will say this. I just remember. No, all prayers are not answered because one thing you are right about is that especially when a prayer is, coming out of ego, okay, or I forgot what else you said. But If you pray the right way, okay, yes, your prayers will be answered. Okay, I'm gonna say that. But Mr. Lounge, you can't just say God don't be having nothing to do with nothing. Now you can't say that.
God don't have nothing to do with our everyday life, period. Because if that
What?
be the
Okay,
case,
all right, you win.
that he
You know
takes
what? You
away
win.
free will.
You win. I ain't gonna argue with you on that because I don't understand how you can believe that. I just don't.
So name me just one moment in your life where you pray to God against someone that you dislike, and God literally answered your prayers, and it happened. And God, the one who told you that it happened in that situation. Not that you assumed that it happened, but God literally gave you confirmation that it happened on this behalf. Go ahead. I'll wait.
I'm gonna be honest. I ain't never sat down and prayed to God and asked him to smite nobody.
It don't have to be smiting nobody. It could be something.
No,
It could be anything.
I was gonna be honest and
God
say,
do something to my ops. It could be
I
something as
swear,
simple as that.
I swear, my right hand is up. I've never done that. I've never prayed to wish harm on anybody. I've never done that. I've more so prayed so that I wouldn't do no harm. Okay, or I would make the
Wait a minute.
wrong move
What?
or decision. Yeah, I be praying, Mister. I swear, I be praying.
Why would you pray that?
Because if you hurt me, my you know, sadness turns into anger. Anger turns into rage if you allow those things. And sometimes they can just sneak up on you. But so I more so pray that I don't sow any bad seeds.
So
I,
so in
I
other
not,
words, so in other words, you're admitting that you're chaotic, and you need to be under control.
you know what? What? Where are you going with this? What are you doing?
I'm listening to what you're saying. You literally just said a few moments ago that you pray to God that He will give you this wisdom and understanding, whatever, that you won't do the wrong thing towards people or create harm towards your people or even yourself. In translation, that means that you believe that you're chaotic in nature and you need to be under control. True or false?
False.
Why?
I don't believe I'm chaotic for that. I believe that I'm human, and the human in me be wanting to get back at people, but nah, that's not the move. Once you know better, or at least you in your
If
right mind. That's
if
not nah.
if that be the case, then why would you pray that prayer? What would be the
Mm,
point in that? If you didn't believe that you are chaotic and you need to be under control somehow.
the point in it is so that I don't do harm to others. The Bible tells you to be angry and sin not. You can be hurt, but you don't go out and hurt other people. You know what I mean? You don't intentionally, because you're feeling some kind of way, you just don't take a hit back. But isn't that human nature? When somebody hurts or harm you, well, depending on how they do it, because not in
Mm-hmm.
all cases am I praying that. I really have to be hurt, like really, really hurt, right, in order to just strike back. But in some cases, yeah, I do. Yeah, I need God to control me, to control my emotions, and help me to be in control, so I'm not out of control. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. So you're admitting that you're chaotic in nature, right? You're
I will not
chaotic and
speak.
unique.
I will not speak that over myself.
Vance, you
No,
just admitted it a few
I
seconds
did
ago
not.
that you need
No.
God to help you control
So
your
wait, wait,
chaotic
wait, wait,
nature
wait.
because
So
you're
does that
chaotic.
mean? So does that mean that everybody else is chaotic? Does that mean you're chaotic when you're upset
Yeah,
and you feel that's
yeah.
what that means?
Every
I don't
human,
want. I
look,
ain't speaking
look,
that over
look,
me.
look. I'm gonna reveal another truth. People gonna give me pushback on it, but I don't give a damn. But it's the God honest truth. Every human on this planet is chaotic in nature. All of us are chaotic. But what keep us from being totally chaotic is because many of us believe in what is called morals. Or you could want to honestly say that many of us is
Okay, I
governed
can agree to
under
that.
a law. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
We're governed under a law to keep us under control. So we won't be chaotic in nature, but in reality, some of us still choose to be chaotic in nature. So once again, that's why I was asking you that. I wasn't asking you that because it was wrong for you to be that way, right? I was asking you that to give you an understanding that in reality, all of us is chaotic, including yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You do understand that, right? But if you need to be governed, right, of your chaotic nature, then why not? Why not ask God to help assist you with that so you won't do nothing crazy? I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. As a matter of fact, to me, that is a definition of a righteous prayer. Versus praying to God that you want somebody to do something to people that you don't like because they hurt your damn feelings.
Right.
So I'll pass salute.
So let me ask you this. Okay. So because when I first read Psalm 109, okay, I showed, the mister, right? And he was like, well, he was going through something. He was like, them people was doing stuff to him, right? And now that you're, speaking on it, you're saying these are things that you called it a poem. He was basically journaling. He's journaling his feelings out.
That's exactly what it is. That's a great interpretation of it. He was journaling, writing the poem due to his experience that he was dealing with.
And you say God didn't, he ain't smite nobody. Nobody went through nothing. Nobody did nothing. The only time God showed up was when somebody offended him, right?
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
But
all right,
when they actually dealt with something that was unrighteous, that's when God literally intervened. And there was only one time in scripture where God literally intervened because it was unrighteous stuff happening. That was dealing with Sodom and Gomorrah. Well, actually, I take it back.
Okay.
There was two cases.
Say, what about that?
There's actually two cases that happened in scripture. That's back in Genesis when the angel was going down sleeping with men. That's the first instance.
So
the second instance was with Sodom and Gomorrah. Go ahead.
Okay, so what about when Cain killed Abel and every city that Cain went to, people was trying to kill him? What about that?
God didn't intervene on that. God just only said that he said that he's going to get kicked out of the garden or whatever, and he become a vagabond. That was it.
That wasn't it. Everywhere he went, people was trying to kill him because he killed his brother. You don't think God had nothing to do with that? Because that was
because word has spread it throughout the land that Cain was a murderer, and so that goes back to karma. Whenever you do reaping what you sow. Whenever you sow good seeds, good things happen. Whenever you sow bad seed, bad things happen. That's the whole concept about that narrative with Cain and Abel.
Okay, so you
notice that God never killed Cain. Notice God never came and literally killed Cain because he didn't.
No, he didn't. But his life wasn't right.
Which I agree to that.
I'm gonna bring this up when I go to Bible study. I'm gonna tell them what you said, and I'm gonna meditate on this myself because I want to hear some other Christian people perspectives on this. Because to me, it sounds like you taking away, God's power and authority, right? But that may not be what it is.
That's how the way you interpret it is.
Throughout my
whole rebuttal, I am not taking away God, power, authority of what he's capable of doing. Is God capable of doing things to people? Yes, because he's God. But the question is, have he done it? No.
Okay.
Will he ever do it? No. Because if that be the case, he had did it over 2,000 something years ago.
Now, are you like speaking in the sense of seeing actual burning bushes and people, being smited, or you know what I mean? Like, is that what you're looking to see for, or no?
I'm looking at the overall point of view. I'm looking at God as being our Father, and we're literally praying to God. Like one day I'm praying to God, or pretty much communicating to God. Let me put it this way: it's like my children is coming to me, right? And I'm their father.
Mm-hmm.
And my children is telling me all these different things that's happening to them. And they have the expectation for me to want to intervene on their behalf and do something to that same person.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the human part of me would do it because I'm human, because I'm not God. And of course, we will respond based on logic, reasoning, and emotions and different things like that. But God is different from us. God is not on the same level as a human being will respond. So where the actual human being is going up and praying to God, say, God, this person that did X, Y, Z to me, I need you to do something to you. And he never did. Case in point, there one. Let's keep it real. There are cases out there right now where women been raped, where women been molested, where women have dealt with battery and different other things as well too. And they literally sit up here and pray to God. God, I need you to do something to this person because this person did harm. And they wait for months to happen, another month, a year, throughout their lifetime. But God never intervened on it. And then next thing you know, they mad, and next thing you know, they become atheists and all this stuff because God didn't do something according to how the way they wanted it to be done. That's what I'm talking about.
Now, I will say I agree with you there because who was it? Kitty said, God, why can't my revenge be like mine or something like that, right? But Mr. Lounge, there are people. I don't think that they necessarily pray. I don't really know. I don't know. Oh, I want you to do something to them. But there has been, like you said, women being, violated, right? And they will ask, God to do something. And years and months and days will pass, and then one day, that woman, she doing good, she living life, and she look up and the person that violated her, their life has went to shit. You don't that's not God. You saying that's just, seed sowing and karma, right? That's what you're saying. Because to me, that's God. That's God took care of that.
I mean, at the end of the day, at the end of the day, if you want to interpret it as that, and you want to feel, and that make you feel good about yourself to continue to live your life and be happy, there, by all means, do it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm letting you know it's not at all. It's not God. But if that's how the way you want it to be, you want to live in that reality, by all means, do it. If it helps you be happy and righteous or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like case in point, people believe that by them going to church and giving tithes and offering, that their life is going to be prosperous, so they're going to be millionaires. Knowing good and damn well, they be giving on tithes all their life and they not millionaires. But if that's what make you feel happy and important, then do it.
Right.
Then do it. By all means, do it. And that's how the way God is. Like, hey, if that make you feel good, by all means, go ahead doing it. I ain't going to stop you.
I just, I'm gonna say this because you say you read all them different books and stuff. I say you read what you read and that's what you interpreted. I read what I read. That's what I interpreted. But I mean, I ain't got no smoke with you. I will say this though, don't come bothering me no more, okay? Because I was just in the chat participating. Okay, don't come doing that because I hit a link. I'm scared.
hey, you the one who put that old crazy mess up there in the chat, knowing good and well that I'm gonna say something about it. So, and then on top of that, you the one who made the choice to come up here thinking that you're gonna give me smoke when you're not.
No,
when you're not, it's not gonna happen.
What did you say?
Happen.
What did you say? However, I choose to live, right? And
on top of that, on top of that, Vance, I got you plenty of chance like Vance. Hey, you don't want this. You don't want this. You kept asking for the link, and you kept trolling for the link. You said,
Mr. Lounge,
Arabic, he's afraid of me. Mr. Lounge is afraid of me. Okay, come on up here.
Mr. Lounge, what makes you
literally stop my whole damn show to debate me on something that I already know
you started
what's
with
truth.
Me, but guess what? I'm good. Okay, I'm good. I ain't got nothing else to say. But what I will say,
just like a damn woman, sit up here stopping progress.
See, there you go. But just know, okay, I ain't scared. Okay, and I bodied you. Okay, in my mind, for my peace, I bodied you. Okay, tell the chat I said
that. They listening to this foolishness. They listen to it and they shaking their head like, all right, if that's what you want to believe, if that's what make you feel good at night.
Let me guess, it's all the men, right? All the men that
no,
disagree.
Now the ladies in the chat is quiet because they know in this situation that everything I'm saying is right, but they just don't want to admit it, and that's due to ego.
Whatever, but I'm going back to the live stream, and you leave me alone, okay?
Thank God. Bye. Lord Jesus, sit up here disrupting my whole damn show. Just to debate me off of something that I already knew about. You can't do it because I already know. Lord Jesus, women. Yeah, you don't want to debate me about religion at all because I would destroy people with religion. It don't matter what perspective, I don't care what it is. I do this. So when we be having these discussions, we be talking about relationship. I be on level 1 with people, you know what I'm saying? But when we talk about religion, man, hey, I go to level 100 real quick with you. In a good way. But once again, appreciate everybody tuning into the stream. Thank you so much. And yes, Vance. I'm most definitely going to clip this whole entire thing, and this will appear in a replay. Just let you know. It's coming. It's definitely coming. It is definitely coming. But shout out to everybody there who's in the street right now. We are actually reviewing the whole drama with tonight's conversation. Keita was in the process of exposing Kitty, all right? So I'm going to kind of rewind it back just a little bit to the point where she was really starting to talk about Kitty, and we just going to want to go for that, all right? Make sure y'all hit the one thumbs up in the stream, and I appreciate everyone who tuned in as well and who is rocking with me as well, too. Thank you so much. All right, let's get it, y'all.
It's good. It's entertainment. It's gonna be good. The movie's gonna be good. I seen that documentary from Netflix for the Disney. Was it Disney or was it Nickelodeon? Was it Disney? It was. I think it was the child stars and some weird shit happening with that really big fat white man that was doing stuff. It was Nickelodeon, right? It was still. I still watch it. I didn't see that and say, oh no, that those shows that I watched 10 years ago were bad. The shows are gonna be good because talent is talent. But please know that it's talent. Please know that it's talent. Silent onset. Yeah. I caught your face at the last. Yeah, no, I be rolling my eyes.
Salute. Welcome.
Oh, true, cool. I don't know about Trill. She has multiple baby daddies. 4 or 5, maybe 3 or 4. I'm not sure. Hey, was it 4? It's 6 to 7 kids, 3 to 4 baby daddies, something like that. I guess she's just letting them busting her. Hey, I don't judge. I don't care. I don't care. I only got one, so I don't care. So I'm gonna be on here a lot, you guys, and we're gonna talk about just anything. I don't know. I'll be here. Whatever you guys want to talk about. I don't give a fuck.
Hey, would y'all believe that I had spared her up a little bit, right? Is she still talking the way she talking, man? Hey, I speed her up to at least about 1.25, man. So, yeah.
Oh, allegedly. No, but for real, I saw, so no, I know. Apparently, the ex-husband, now see, this is what I was told. Because me and y'all are so cool. We just friends. Just kikiing with the girls. The ex, so she told me that the ex saw something in her phone, and this is her ex-husband, the other one, not the other 4, but the other one of them, I don't know. I can't even tell you. What, is it the first, is it the second, is it the third? I don't know. So, she nervous because you know too much. Why is she talking so much shit? Why is she talking so much shit about me? She's divorced. She's divorced and married again. She has a husband now. Hi, baby. Hi. She's a husband now. But the ex-husband apparently, so what she told me was something, it was so weird. She's like, something went on where he went through her phone and saw something, and then they started fighting because she's from Pleasant Grove. That's what she said, not me. And so she was knocking his ass out, and then they was fighting inside the car. They was beating each other's ass. And then she pulled out a gun, and then a gun went off, right? And then she got arrested. And so I said, this y'all life coach, but you didn't know that, so don't take it offensively. I'm sorry. So I said, I asked her, we was in the car, I was smoking, she don't smoke, I was smoking. I said, so if he abused you, right? I said, why did you get arrested? Because usually, I mean, I'm sorry, but we're in Texas. So I'm like, if this is the abuser, if you and your baby daddy are fighting and he's the guy that's doing all this.
All right, so just to give y'all a little bit of clarity, what she mentioned about Pleasant Grove, that is a hood in Texas. Like, there's certain hoods that people know about in Texas. One of the major hoods that people know about nationwide is Oak Cliff. All right, that's due to rappers and all that stuff there. You know what I'm saying? So Oak Cliff is actually another subsection of well, I'm sorry, Pleasant Grove is another subsection of Oak Cliff. All right, well, what's the hood? The hood. PG is like the hood. Oak Cliff is the hood, but PG is like the hood. You know what I'm saying? So that's what she's talking about. And so she said that Kitty was set up her getting into it with these, I guess a dude that she was dating, wherever the case may be, and they get into all this drama. That's what she's talking about.
9 times out of 10, the police are going to arrest him being a male, him being the aggressor, whatever. But yet they arrested you. Why? She was like, just, I don't know, girl. Now, I've never been arrested. They'll arrest both in Texas. They only arrested her. That's why I was weird. Because I was like, what you mean? But anyway, she had went to jail for, I guess, hurting the husband or something. Whew. I mean, I am tired. All this news. I said, oh my God, poochie popping, lies, scandal. Oh gosh, goodness. She's the one that went to jail. Now, I can't tell y'all why anybody else left. I know that I worked two shows in Texas this May. Was it May? And I was waiting for my paycheck. I was just waiting. Mm-hmm. And Mojo Jojo said that he was going on vacation. He was tricking on hoes. He was da-da-da-da. He just bought some new clothes.
Now, once again, Mojo Jojo is Ace Metaphor that she's talking about. So she's saying that Ace Metaphor haven't paid her yet for the shows that she did.
Oh, he does this a lot. He does this. So he said all that. But I was just waiting for my paychecks. Like, waiting. And I did not get it. I didn't get my paychecks. So I got this holy sanctified hoe trying to take me down, and this other Mojo Jojo, he's not paying me. Oh no. Working for free. I worked for free. Oh no, yes I did. I did that to myself. I'm sorry. I'm taking accountability. I should have never did that. I know you guys, I know you're saying, you better than me, Keita. I wouldn't have done that. I know it. But here's the thing. I waited for my money. And then I reached out to Mojo Jojo's manager. And I was like, where's my paychecks? I work, da-da-da. And she's like, oh, Mojo Jojo and your ex had a deal. What deal? Oh yeah, they had a deal. So he needed it in advance or something. So Mojo Jojo sent the money to your ex. So we paid ourselves back by not paying you for the last 2 shows. Oh no, I really need that money though because I need it, bitch. There's no other reason. I don't care. I need it because I worked for it. So then I was like, well, what, did y'all have him sign something? She sends me back a document that's like, Keita Rose promises to pay, da-da-da-da. But it doesn't have a signature because I never signed it because I never saw that because I didn't know that I was going to be stolen from.
All right, so real quick, y'all, real quick. This is what I'm going to do, right? So I'm going to do a part 2 of the show, right? Not tomorrow, but probably I may do it early Friday. You know what I'm saying? I'll do a part 2 of the show. We get more in detail to that because I forgot it's almost 12 o'clock, and normally around this time, that's when they do scheduled maintenance and stuff on my internet and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to take that away from y'all. All right. So we'll reconvene and we'll do part 2 of this particular show. Also, real quick, I just want to do some real quick house things before we go. make sure that y'all tune in tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be a phenomenal show. Tomorrow is going to be a very phenomenal show. All right. We're going to have, once again, my boy Lionel in the building, man. Lionel's going to be in the building. Lionel's going to be in the building. Lionel is going to be the special host of this show tomorrow. So make sure you have your notifications set because, man, Lionel got a phenomenal show that he's putting together, and I'll be co-hosting with him, and it's going to be great, all right? So make sure you have notifications set when we go live tomorrow. Roughly, it's going to be the show going to be around by like 9 or 9:30, somewhere around there, all right? So make sure you have your notifications set when we go live for this wonderful show that Lionel is putting together, all right? So I will be dropping the one thumbnail and the everything tomorrow, okay? So make sure you show up and show out and come and support my boy Lionel because, man, my boy got some smoke tomorrow for y'all, for real. He got some stuff that he need to talk about that's very, very informative, and I believe that y'all will enjoy it a whole lot, man, all right? Y'all gonna enjoy it a lot, all right? So other than that, thank y'all so much for tuning in to the show. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that a whole lot. I also appreciate Vons pulling up in the chat as well too, and putting up not only in the chat but also putting up onto the call-in show, and we had the whole ass debate. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. And I just want to let you know, Vons, and I know I don't have no ill feelings against you or anything like that. I don't have no ill feelings or anything, so don't get anything taken away from that. Mr. Lounge mad at me. He don't love me no more. He don't like me or anything like that. No, it ain't nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you a whole lot for pulling up and sharing your perspective, even though I cut the hell out of you on that debate, like usual. Like usual. Cut the hell out of us like usual. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you probably need to bring somebody with you next time, Vons, or you trying to debate about something like that so I could cook them as well, too. Because the system that you're doing, it's not working. It's not working. Yeah, exactly, Lionel. I cut the hell out of her. Of course, no ill feelings at all. That's what I'm saying. And that's what we do out here in the lounge. That's what we do out here in the lounge, all right? So other than that, thank y'all so much for tuning in to the stream. Make sure y'all like the live. Make sure y'all share it out as well, too. Make sure y'all thumbs up as y'all enter in out of the lounge. And we will see y'all on the next episode. Thank y'all so much, and y'all have a great night.